Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we are going to be doing a ankle mobility session. Now, in regards to my other job, I do hospitality. So I'm on my feet, standing for long periods of time, walking around. Um, and I find this sequence so great for releasing my ankles after a long shift. So it's brilliant for anybody who is on their feet for a long period of time, or if you've done a long hike, you can use it beforehand to prepare your ankles, or you can use it after as a little release. Excuse me. So you're going to need a strap of some kind. It does not have to look like a theraband. It can be a yoga strap, it can be a towel or a blanket, anything like that, that you're just able to hook over your foot. And you'll also need a block or a big book. And I'm going to pop mine up against a wall. So if you have access to a wall as well, you will need that just to kind of hold the block in place. And it'll be great for your balance because we're not really thinking about balance here, we're talking about the ankles. So we just want to take that aspect away. So when you're ready, you're going to come to sit down on the floor. Now, you can do this flow as well, or the sequence in a chair if sitting on the floor is too uncomfortable. But sitting down on the ground, on your chair, you're going to take your left foot close to you, or just sitting in a way that feels comfortable, but your right knee is going to go up to the sky. I'm actually going to sit up against my wall, but the right knee is going to go up to the sky, the right foot on the ground. And to start with, all we're going to do is rock through our right foot so that the toes come off and they squeeze towards your shin, and then the heel lifts. So toes come off, heels lift. Now, when you create the heel lift, can you just check in and make sure that you're pushing through the ball of your foot, but also the mound underneath your little toe so that the pressure across the front of the foot is equal, rather than maybe, like for me at the moment, I feel as if my pressure wants to roll towards the little toe. And so by pushing into the ball of my foot, I'm going to equal that weight. Let's do one more each way. Nice. And then we're going to move the ankle from side to side. So you may hold on to the shin here or underneath your thigh, and you're going to allow the inside edge of the foot to lift. So the big toe edge lifts and then comes back down, and then the little toe edge lifts, comes back down. Big toe, little toe. Just noticing here that the ankle doesn't just move in dorsiflexion and plantar flexion, which is the pointing and the flexion of the foot. It's more of there are a little bit of rotation, so it's supination and pronation here. Brilliant. You're then going to lift the foot into the air. So if you need to rearrange to let that happen, go for it. And create a full circle here, noticing how that feels. I want you to be really aware of your shin and try and keep the shin still in space. Full circle just from the ankle, trying not to let the knee rotate the shin and the foot. Change the direction. Brilliant. And then relax that right side. We're going to take the right leg long in front of you. And this is where you're going to grab your band and place it across the foot here. Now, Leg is long in front. You can move the left leg depending on how it feels for you. You're just going to create that pointing of the foot, and then the flexion of the foot. So pointing, flexion. I'm going to move slightly. So pointing and flexion with the band. Brilliant. From here, can you push the outer edge of your foot, so the little toe edge of your foot, push it away from you? And this kind of sickles the foot here. So keep doing that and notice how it feels through the outside edge of your shin, maybe your calf and the ankle. And to have the blanket or your strap here just gives you a little bit of something to kind of push towards or push on to create slight resistance. And then we're going to bring the foot back to center and then push the inside edge of your foot, so the big toe side, away from you, as if you're trying to pull the little toe side up towards you. And again, you might notice that actually you feel a stretch through the inside edge of your calf, or maybe the inside edge of your shin, maybe through the inside edge of your ankle and your foot. And then we're going to move between the two. So we sickle, inside edge pulls towards you, and then you push inside edge of the foot away from you. Towards, away. And then try a full circle here with the heel on the ground and with you holding your strap. Just very gentle resistance. And then change the direction of that circle. So again, change the direction. Nice. We're going to release the strap and we're changing sides now. So left foot is going to do the work here. So starting off with bending the knee and lifting up onto your toes and then pulling the toes towards the shin. Keep going. Noticing here whether there is a difference in the pressure that you put through each side of the foot. So when you lift the heel, can you notice whether you're pushing more into the outside edge or into the inside edge, whether you can balance that out through the ankle? And then we're going to sickle. So we pull the inside edge of the foot up, place it back down, pull the outside edge of the foot up, place it back down. Moving between the two sides here. Nice. And then creating a circle by allowing the foot to come up into the air, circling it around, keeping the shin as steady as possible. So try not to let the shin move around in space as you move through the ankle. Change the direction. Maybe you've got some little like grizzly bits or cracks happening. If so, just keep rotating, mobilizing the joint, lubricating the joint. release. Grabbing your your strap, sorry, and taking the leg long in front of you. And again, coming back to the pointing and the flexion. So pulling the toes towards the shin with a little bit of resistance. Keep that going, perhaps needing to rearrange a little. And then we come to pulling the inside edge of your foot towards you so that the little toe edge pushes away from you, and pushing very slightly into your strap here. Let's hold. And the foot will kind of sickle inwards. It will look a bit strange. And then we're going to move the foot in the other direction. So we push the inside edge of the foot away. So the big toe side edge of the foot pushes away from you as you try and pull the little toe edge towards you. Oh, my body is talking to me in this shape. And then we move between the two, sickling, pushing away. So maybe it's helpful to think of pulling the inside edge of the foot towards you and then pushing the inside edge of the foot away from you. Good. From here, create circles. One way and then the other direction. Changing the direction as you go. And then we release. Slowly coming up to hands and knees. And from your hands and knees, take your left leg long behind you. Keep the toes pointed, push the top of the foot into the ground, and then smush it side to side here. Giving the top of your foot and the front of your ankle a real nice stretch, opening. And then stepping the left foot forwards between the hands. Now, in this position, I want you to think about sending your knee forwards over your toes, but not letting your heel lift. So we keep the heel grounded, we push the floor away from us as if we were going to stand up here, and we keep the knee moving over the toes or towards the toes. It depends on how much mobility you have in your ankle here. It will depend on how far you can take the knee forwards, but keeping the heel on the ground. So we keep pushing that heel down and away from us, into the ground. Push the floor away from you. Really imagine the floor is resisting you here. Keep pushing. It really doesn't look like much, but there's a lot of energy and activity happening in the body as you keep pushing the floor away from you. And then you gently release, bringing that left foot back behind you. Right side now, the right leg goes long, point the toes, top of the foot on the floor, and start to smush the foot side to side. One way, the other way, noticing how it feels. And then we pull right foot up between the hands, getting there however feels best. Keeping the heel grounded and pushing down into the floor. Allow your knee to move towards the toes or over the toes. Keep pushing heel down into the ground. Imagine that you're going to stand up here. energize the leg. Imagine that the floor is resisting you and you have to keep pushing it away. Keep going, breathing here. And then gently releasing. You're going to tuck your toes here and send your hands back towards your knees. Push into your fingertips to lift the knees off the ground and just play around with dropping the heels. Now, they don't have to come all the way to the ground, and then slowly bring the knees back down. So you lift the knees, see whether the heels can come to the floor. What has to happen in your body for that to occur, and then bring the knees back down. Do two more. Just a little bit of play, a little bit of information, just exploring here. And then push yourself up to stand. Amazing. So you're going to come to your book or block against the wall, and you're probably going to want to face the wall and place your foot, so the toes and the ball of the foot on your block, the heel on the ground. I'm just going to do it sideways so you can see. So we're allowing ourselves to come forwards over the ankle, and maybe you can notice a stretch here. Maybe it's best to go this way. Breathing, noticing how it feels for you. And then the same foot that is resting on the block, you're going to move away from the wall, take the foot behind you and onto the top of the toes. So you're pointing your foot and again, smushing it side to side, very gently, being super aware of how it feels in your ankle. Really slight movements, noticing how that feels. And then slowly coming up onto the toes and releasing. Other side, so the other foot comes to rest on the block so that the ball of the foot and the toes are resting on the edge and the heel is on the ground. Maybe actually you can't get the heel on the ground, and if not, just allow it to keep pulling towards the floor. The hip is over the ankle here to create more of a stretch if you need it. And we breathe. Notice how the body feels. Stay present in the movement. Slowly releasing from the block. Coming to stand, taking that foot that was just on the block to step back, pointing the toes, pushing the top of the foot into the ground. That might mean that you need to bend both knees, and then a very gentle swish side to side. And then release. You're going to bring the block between your ankles now. So it's going to be hovering just slightly off the floor, and then keeping the block between the ankles. Can you lift up onto your toes? Now, if you need the wall in order to balance, feel free. So keep squeezing the block, we lift up onto the toes, come back down, squeeze and lift, come back down, keep pushing through the ball of the foot, mound underneath the little toe. Two more. Last one. And we release. Shake it off. Nicely done. So let's just take a moment standing, becoming aware of our feet and our ankles and our lower legs. Noticing how they feel right now after you've given them a little TLC, a little bit of love and attention to our foundations. Take hands onto the chest. We thank ourselves for coming to the mat today. And we take a breath in through the nose and a sigh out through the mouth. Breathing in, sighing out. And we are done for today. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope your ankles feel good and you're ready to take on the rest of your day. Bye.